Welcome back to Agro TV, where the forgotten legends of farming come back to life. Today, we're counting down 10 vanished antique tractors with cutting-edge features. These weren't ordinary machines. They were bold designs packed with innovations that were far ahead of their time. Some introduced groundbreaking ideas that changed the way implements were attached and powered, while others brought comfort, efficiency, or versatility that farmers had never seen before. They pushed the limits of technology in their day, with features like crawler tracks for better traction, enclosed cabs for comfort, multi-fuel engines that could run on whatever was available, and transmissions that set new standards of durability. For farmers, these tractors often looked like the future, but many were too advanced, too expensive, or simply misunderstood, and eventually disappeared from the fields. Yet, their influence didn't vanish. They laid the foundation for the tractors we know today. In this video, we'll revisit 10 of these remarkable machines and uncover the cutting-edge features that made them stand out. This is Agro TV. Let's begin. Number 10. The Fordson E27N Major, produced from 1945 to 1952, marked a pivotal shift in post-war agriculture with its rugged build and newfound versatility. Designed to meet the demands of a recovering Europe, this tractor replaced the earlier Fordson N, bringing with it enhanced durability and adaptability for a range of farming tasks. What truly set the E27N Major apart was its ability to run on either kerosene or diesel, a cutting-edge feature at the time that provided farmers with greater fuel flexibility and cost efficiency. Powered by a robust 4-cylinder engine and available in several configurations, including models fitted with Perkins or Canadian-built diesel engines, it delivered dependable torque for plowing, hauling, and mechanized fieldwork. Its heavier frame, improved gearing, and optional hydraulic lift systems made it a go-to machine for intensive farm use, especially in larger fields and mixed farming operations. With a utilitarian yet functional design, the E27N Major was built for endurance, featuring a high-clearance chassis and straightforward controls that made it both serviceable and farmer-friendly. Its contribution to post-war food production and rural mechanization cemented its legacy as one of Fordson's most important tractors. How do you think this kind of versatility would stack up in today's precision farming landscape? Number 9. The Case Crossmotor 12-20, built from 1914 into the 1920s, stood out in early tractor development with its innovative cross-motor engine layout, a forward-thinking design that gave it a clear edge in field efficiency. At a time when farm mechanization was still finding its footing, Case introduced a horizontally mounted 4-cylinder engine placed across the frame, hence the crossmotor name, which allowed for better weight distribution over the axles and significantly smoother operation during belt-driven tasks. This configuration reduced vibration and slippage, making it ideal for powering threshers, sawmills, and other stationary equipment. Producing around 12 horsepower at the drawbar and 20 at the belt pulley, the 12-20 was perfectly suited for mid-sized farms looking to replace horses with reliable, all-purpose machinery. The machine's sturdy build and balanced design also contributed to steadier traction and control in the field, especially under variable soil conditions. With its tall steel wheels, open operator platform, and a mechanically simple layout, it was both practical and maintainable for farmers working long hours. As one of the first tractors to successfully integrate engineering finesse with on-farm usability, the 12-20 paved the way for more refined power units. How do you think this cross-motor setup compares to modern tractor ergonomics and balance? Number 8. The Massey Harris GP, produced from 1930 to 1936, was a trailblazer in farm mechanization, standing among the first true general-purpose tractors designed to take over multiple roles once handled by separate machines. At a time when most tractors were specialized for either plowing or belt work, the GP broke new ground by offering a versatile solution that could handle cultivation, planting, light tillage, and even hauling, all in a single platform. Powered by a 4-cylinder engine delivering around 25 horsepower, it featured a narrow front end and high-clearance design, making it ideal for row crop farming while still being compact enough for smaller tasks. What made it cutting edge was its adaptability. With interchangeable equipment and thoughtful design elements, the GP allowed farmers to simplify their machinery lineup without sacrificing capability. Its automotive-style steering and relatively lightweight frame gave it better maneuverability than most of its contemporaries, while its efficient powertrain kept fuel consumption practical for day-to-day use. As a genuine multipurpose machine in an era of specialization, the Massey Harris GP marked a turning point in tractor evolution. Do you think modern tractors owe more to innovation or versatility born from machines like this? Number 7. The Fowler BB1 plowing engine. Developed in the early 20th century and produced primarily through the 1920s, stood at the peak of steam-powered agricultural innovation, representing the most advanced form of cable plowing technology before internal combustion engines took over. Built by John Fowler and Company of Leeds, the BB1 was a massive, twin-cylinder, compound steam traction engine specifically designed to work in pairs across large fields, hauling heavy plows and cultivating implements by cable. Its cutting-edge feature was the integrated winding drum mounted beneath the boiler, which allowed it to pull implements with precision and power over distances of several hundred yards, far beyond the capabilities of horse-drawn or direct-drive machines of the time. Operating in tandem with a second engine stationed on the opposite side of the field, the BB1 could systematically plow land with remarkable efficiency, especially on large estates and in heavy soils where traction was a constant issue. The compound engine design, using both high and low pressure cylinders, significantly improved fuel and steam efficiency, giving it both the stamina and torque to tackle tough ground over long working days. With massive steel wheels, a wide boiler, and rugged construction, it was built to last and endure the harsh demands of industrial-scale farming. Though enormous and requiring skilled crews to operate, the BB1 represented a fusion of mechanical precision and raw power at a time when agriculture was shifting into a new mechanized era. As one of the final and most capable expressions of steam-powered farming, the Fowler BB1 didn't just break ground. It reshaped it entirely. Can you imagine a modern field being worked by two steam giants tugging a plow across the soil by cable? Number 6. The Oliver 77, produced from the late 1940s through the early 1950s, was a standout in the golden age of row crop tractors, blending bold engineering with forward-thinking features that pushed post-war agriculture into a new era. At a time when reliability and versatility were top priorities for farmers, the 77 rose above the competition with its cutting-edge power takeoff, PTO, and hydraulic system, components that redefined how implements were powered and controlled. The tractor was offered in multiple configurations, including row crop, standard, orchard, and even industrial versions, all powered by a smooth-running 6-cylinder engine that delivered around 35 horsepower. The introduction of live PTO, which allowed farmers to run equipment like mowers and balers independently of the tractor's motion, was a game-changer, offering greater control, safety, and productivity in the field. Equally revolutionary was its hydraulic lift system, enabling real-time depth control and faster implement adjustments without stopping the tractor. But the innovation didn't stop at performance. The Oliver 77 also featured the brand's signature two-tone green and yellow paint scheme, a modern dashboard layout with full instrumentation, and a comfortable ergonomic seat that set new standards for operator convenience. It was one of the first tractors that felt engineered with the driver in mind, not just the job. As a machine that truly bridged the gap between old-school iron and modern functionality, the Oliver 77 earned its place in tractor history. Do you think its focus on operator comfort and control still echoes in today's high-tech cabs? Number 5. The Huber Light 4, introduced in 1918 and produced into the early 1920s, was a compact yet capable tractor that reflected the shifting demands of post-World War I agriculture, particularly for smaller farms looking to mechanize without overwhelming complexity or cost. What made the Light 4 cutting edge for its time was its use of a high-speed, lightweight 4-cylinder engine, a notable departure from the slow-revving, heavy-duty engines that dominated early tractor design. This innovation gave the Light 4 a quicker throttle response, smoother operation, and better fuel efficiency, all of which contributed to reduced operator fatigue and more precise control during fieldwork. Producing approximately 12 to 15 horsepower at the drawbar and around 25 at the belt, it was ideally suited for lighter tillage, belt work, and general farm chores, functioning as a genuine replacement for a team of horses. The tractor's frame was streamlined and well-balanced, making it easier to maneuver in smaller plots or tighter spaces, while the open layout allowed for easier maintenance and repair, a crucial factor for independent farmers without access to full-time mechanics. Unlike many of its bulky contemporaries, the Huber Light 4 emphasized practicality over brute force, offering performance that was agile without being underpowered. With its relatively advanced engine design and focus on usability, the Light 4 represented a thoughtful leap forward in everyday farming technology, proving that innovation wasn't limited to the largest machines on the market. In a world still transitioning from animal power, it asked a compelling question. Could speed and simplicity outperform sheer size in the evolving world of mechanized agriculture? Number 4. The Allis-Chalmers Model B, introduced in 1937 and produced through 1957, not to be confused with earlier wartime equipment, was a revolutionary small farm tractor that brought mechanized agriculture within reach of the average American farmer. Its most cutting-edge feature was its design from the ground up as a lightweight, affordable, and highly maneuverable machine specifically tailored for small-scale operations, a stark contrast to the larger, more expensive tractors dominating the market at the time. Powered by a nimble four-cylinder engine producing approximately 17 horsepower, the Model B offered enough muscle for plowing, cultivating, mowing, and light hauling, while maintaining low fuel consumption and easy handling. Its narrow frame, wide rear wheel stance, and high-clearance front axle allowed it to work effectively in row crop conditions, and the addition of rubber tires as standard in later models provided smoother rides and less soil compaction. What truly set it apart was its accessibility, both in price and usability, which encouraged countless smaller farms to transition from horses to tractors, helping democratize agricultural mechanization. With its clean, rounded orange styling and emphasis on simplicity, the Model B wasn't just a machine, it was a movement toward more efficient modern farming for the everyman. As one of the first tractors designed to meet the specific needs of smallholders, the Allis-Chalmers Model B raised an important question that still resonates today. How much innovation lies in understanding who you're building for, not just what you're building? Number 3. The Fowler Gyrotiller, introduced in 1924 by John Fowler and Company of Leeds, was a monumental leap forward in mechanized cultivation and one of the earliest machines to pioneer the concept of rotary tillage on a truly industrial scale. At a time when plows and harrows dominated field preparation, the gyrotiller's cutting-edge feature, a massive, engine-driven horizontal rotor fitted with curved blades, offered a radically different approach by churning and pulverizing the soil in a single pass. This rotary action not only eliminated the need for multiple implements but also produced a finer, more aerated seedbed, drastically improving soil structure and water retention. Mounted on a tracked undercarriage for improved traction and stability, the gyrotiller was powered by a large diesel or paraffin engine capable of sustained work over large areas, making it ideal for colonial plantations, heavy clay soils, and land reclamation projects where conventional equipment struggled. With working widths that could exceed 10 feet and an ability to turn even the most stubborn ground, it outperformed traditional plowing teams in both efficiency and depth of cultivation. Its sheer size and complexity required skilled operators and deliberate planning to transport and maintain, but once in the field, few machines could match its output. The gyrotiller was more than just a machine. It was a statement of engineering ambition, showcasing what was possible when raw power met agricultural necessity. As a true forerunner to today's rotavators and power harrows, it redefined the boundaries of soil preparation. What do you think modern farming would look like if today's machines still followed the gyrotiller's path of bold, oversized innovation? Number 2. The Waterloo Boy, manufactured from 1914 to 1923, holds a legendary place in agricultural history as one of the first successful gasoline-powered tractors and the machine that ultimately launched the John Deere tractor legacy. Its most cutting-edge feature for the time was its two-cylinder horizontal engine, which ran on low-cost kerosene yet could be started on gasoline. An economical dual-fuel system that allowed farmers to reduce running costs without sacrificing reliability. This engine was not only fuel-efficient but also incredibly simple and robust, delivering around 12 horsepower at the drawbar and 25 at the belt, which made it capable of powering everything from plows to threshers. The external flywheel and open gearing gave it a distinctive look and allowed for easy maintenance and mechanical accessibility, which made it especially appealing to farmers transitioning from steam or animal power. Mounted on steel wheels with a high-clearance frame, the Waterloo Boy was purpose-built for the tough, uneven terrain of early 20th century farms, and its success proved that internal combustion was the future of agriculture. It was also one of the first tractors to be mass-produced and marketed nationally, and when John Deere purchased the Waterloo Gasoline Engine Company in 1918, it laid the foundation for decades of innovation to follow. As the tractor that bridged the gap between early experimental machines and mainstream adoption, the Waterloo Boy didn't just change how farms operated, it changed what farmers expected from their equipment. Can you imagine the leap of trust it took to swap a team of horses for a chugging, two-cylinder kerosene engine on steel wheels? Number 1. The Case IH7140, produced from 1987 to 1993, was a flagship model of the legendary Magnum series. Tractors that set a new standard for power, durability, and operator comfort in modern row crop farming. What made the 7140 cutting edge for its time was its fully integrated powertrain, featuring a 16-speed full power shift transmission, which allowed seamless gear changes under load without clutching, dramatically boosting productivity and ease of use in the field. Powered by a turbocharged 8.3-liter Cummins 6-cylinder diesel engine, the 7140 delivered a formidable 190 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful two-wheel drive tractors of its era. Its robust frame and heavy-duty rear axle enabled it to handle high drawbar loads and large implements with confidence, while the closed-center hydraulic system ensured precise and consistent implement control. Beyond raw performance, the 7140 prioritized operator experience with a spacious, sound-insulated cab featuring an ergonomic control layout, air suspension seat, and outstanding visibility. Features that turned long days into manageable work. The Magnum series was also praised for its mechanical simplicity and reliability, earning a reputation for clocking thousands of hours with minimal downtime. As a symbol of late 20th century innovation, the Case IH7140 fused raw American horsepower with user-focused design. How do you think tractors like this influenced the shift toward today's smart, tech-heavy machines?